I bet you didn't know these 5 strange events unfolded this week in history. Let's dive in. On June 24th, 1947, this strange event happened. It all started with pilot Kenneth Arnold flying near Mount Rainier while searching for a missing aircraft. As he scanned the skies, he suddenly spotted something bizarre. A string of 9 shiny, disc-like objects was darting across the sky in formation. Not birds, not planes, but something else. They weaved and flipped through the air, moving at an estimated 1,700 miles per hour, far beyond the speed of any known aircraft at the time. Arnold described them as saucers skipping across water, and just like that, the term flying saucer was born. His sighting made national headlines by June 26th, and within days, more reports came flooding in. Kenneth Arnold wasn't some fringe theorist. He was a respected businessman and pilot, and his detailed account launched a global obsession with UFOs that hasn't faded since. Fast forward to the same date in 1981, but now we're in a small town in Bosnia. On a quiet hillside in Medjugorje, 6 local children, including Ivanka and Mirjana, claimed they saw a glowing woman floating above the rocks. They called her Gospa, or Our Lady, and said it was the Virgin Mary herself. The figure was radiant, wrapped in white, and surrounded by light. Over the next days, the visions continued. The children received messages about peace, prayer, and warnings for the future. Some claimed they still see her to this day. Millions of pilgrims have traveled to Medjugorje since that summer day. Skeptics say it was a mix of imagination and religious fervor, but believers say it changed their lives. Whether you see it as a miracle or mass hysteria, the Medjugorje visions became one of the most famous modern Marian apparitions in history. Now let's move on to June 25th, 1820. In Salem, New Jersey, Americans believed that tomatoes were poisonous. They were called love apples and thought to cause everything from stomach cancer to death. Enter Colonel Robert Gibbon Johnson, who decided to put this rumor to rest in dramatic fashion. One hot June afternoon, he marched up the courthouse steps with a basket full of ripe red tomatoes. Crowds gathered, expecting him to keel over after the first bite. Instead, he calmly ate the entire basket and didn't die. While the story may have gained some embellishments over time, it helped transform public opinion. Tomatoes slowly made their way from ornamental plants to kitchen staples, thanks to one bold man and a basket of fruit. Now we go from fact to legend. On June 26, 1284, the town of Hamelin in modern-day Germany experienced something mysterious: the disappearance of 130 children. According to legend, the town had been infested with rats. A strange man in colorful clothes arrived, offering to rid them of the vermin, which he did by playing his magical flute. But when the town refused to pay, he returned. And this time, he played a tune that lured the children away, never to return. Historians have debated the meaning behind the tale for centuries. Was it a metaphor for plague, a mass migration, or did something darker happen? No one knows for sure. But to this day, the story of the Pied Piper still haunts Hamelin. And June 26th is the date forever linked to one of Europe's oldest unsolved disappearances. On June 27, 1829, a quiet but pivotal death occurred in Genoa, Italy. British scientist James Smithson passed away, never having set foot in the United States. Yet his will contained a peculiar clause. If his only nephew died without heirs, his entire estate, over $500,000 by today's standards, would go to the US to create an institution for the increase and diffusion of knowledge. When that exact scenario played out years later, the funds were transferred, and the Smithsonian Institution was born. A death in Europe became the seed of one of the greatest collections of science, art, and history. From mysterious sources to missing children, this week's events prove history isn't just facts. It's full of strange twists and turns. What story surprised you the most? Drop it in the comments, and don't forget to check out our full This Week in History playlist for more odd moments from the past. See you next Sunday. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.